Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Shoshidat and welcome you back to my channel. Today before starting this video, I want to show you something. Take a look at this picture.
What phone do you think this was taken on? An iPhone, a Samsung flagship, or maybe a Pixel?
Now pause this video and leave your guesses in the comment section. Would love to go through them. Today we are diving into a topic that is super close to my heart, and that is how we can take the best quality photos and videos out of our budget smartphones. Now let me make one thing very clear before I start this video. This video is not about iPhone users or those rocking flagship phones like Samsung or Pixels. It's about people like you and me who use, budget phones which might cost, around 15K, 18K, 20K and still want to take good photos and videos and use them in our content creation. So all my budget phone warriors out there, this video is going to be for you. So if you're ready to squeeze out every little bit of potential out of your budget phone camera, then watch this video till the end. Let's face it, budget phones aren't perfect and they come with many limitations, especially when it comes to cameras. But here's the thing, with a little bit of know-how and experimentation, you can still get amazing results from them. I have been using budget phones since ever and my goal has always been the same, to get the best possible photos and videos without breaking the bank. And trust me, it's totally doable. One of the first things that I do when I purchase a new phone is that download a stable version of GCam.
More than Google's ocean of links, which is very confusing, I prefer using Google 2.0 to search it by mentioning my smartphone model.
For those who don't know, GCam is basically Google camera, and I think it's a complete game changer, especially for budget phones because it often produces better results than our stock camera app. But here's the catch, it's not always perfect and it really depends on the lighting conditions. Now those who use third-party camera apps, I know how tempting it is to go through the settings and try to enable all the highest possible settings thinking that it will give us amazing photos, but it's not the case. And my suggestion is, when you are downloading GCam, don't tweak too much with the settings and keep them in the default settings, because if we change some settings unknowingly that our phone naturally don't support, then the result will be your camera app will crash or might even slow down. Say your phone does not support 4K 60 FPS video recording and you went to the GCam settings and you enabled 4K 60 FPS thinking that a magic will happen. Nope, that's not gonna work.
In good lighting, both GCam and stock camera app shines. Both capture smooth and detailed photos. The stock camera processes skin tones a bit, hence appears smooth, whereas GCam's output have minimal to negligible post-processing, which I personally prefer. Especially if you're shooting a subject with the sky in the background, the stock camera might make the edges look unnatural and lose details. A stock camera often overprocess and mess up the skin tone, which GCam seems to keep natural. This gives you a lot of flexibility when editing because the image isn't overly processed. Also, do you like processed photos which you can upload straight out of your camera, or do you like natural looking ones which you have more freedom to play around with while editing? Let me know down in the comment section below.
But here's the things get interesting. In low light situations, the stock camera app often performs better. With features like night mode, the stock camera app can produce impressive results, clean, well exposed and with decent details. GCam,
on the other hand, can again produce somewhat flat images, and since there is less contrast, the picture might not be preferable to most of us. I do not like the saturated highlights produced by GCam, unlike the one from stock camera. Again, it is what my preference is. However, this can change from smartphones to smartphones and also depends on what sort of look you prefer.
Now let's talk about videos. In good lighting and in daylight situations, both the GCam and the stock camera app perform similarly. You will get decent quality footage with either app. But when it comes to indoor shooting or low light situations, things change.
The stock camera tends to add more contrast in low light videos, which can make the footage look overly unsharp and unnatural.
What I have noticed is GCam produces a very low contrast footage in low light situations, which gives me flexibility while editing, because if my footage is sort of flat and have low contrast and low sharpness, I can always edit it in any editing app or software. Just adding a little bit of contrast and sharpness will give me a good quality footage. Okay, let's break it down. Here are my top tips to get the best picture and videos out of your budget phone. Number 1, experiment with GCam. Download a stable version of GCam and experiment it in different lighting situations. Compare the result with your stock camera to see which works best in which scenarios. The scenarios which works best for me might not be same for you, so you have to test it on your own, but these are my observations. They mostly turn out to be like that. Number 2, use natural light. Whenever possible, shoot in natural light because it's your best friend when it comes to getting the most clean and good looking photos and videos out of your phone. Don't be afraid to edit. Apps like Snapseed and Lightroom helps you to enhance your pictures. Especially if you're shooting with GCam, then it will give you a very unprocessed image to play with in any editing app. The fourth and the most important is know your camera limits. Understand where your phone's cameras struggle and work around it. If you find that your stock camera works best in low light situations, then use it for night shots and use GCam for daylight photography. At the end of the day, my friend, it's about making the most out of what you have. Budget phones don't come with the best cameras. We all understand that, but with a little bit of effort and creativity, we can get good results out of it. It's about understanding your device, experimenting with different apps, and knowing how to edit your work. Thanks so much for watching this video, and if you have liked this video, drop a thumbs up and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel because it always helps. And if you have any other budget phone camera photography hacks, then let me know down in the comment section. It will help me to learn and all the other viewers that are watching this video. Oh, and do you remember the picture that I've shown you in the very beginning of this video? It was taken on my Realme 8 phone. Yes, a budget phone, which costs 15,000 when I purchased it.
I am not saying budget phones will outperform flagships. That's not realistic. But what I am saying is that with the right techniques, you can get not perfect, but decent enough to use in your content.
So if you are still wondering what your budget phone can do, let this be your inspiration. Thank you.